holidays, friends. So we are now on day 6 of the Arteza Art Advent Calendar. That means we are halfway done, and I still haven't gotten my 24-day Advent Calendar. What gives, Arteza? I guess it's time to poke them again. Speaking of poke, let's hurry up and poke out door number 6 so we can discover what's inside. Hey guys, welcome to day 6. We are now 1/4 of the way to Christmas, and we are halfway through our 12-day Arteza Art Advent Calendar. So here is day 6. It looks suspiciously like more acrylics. I didn't know this calendar was going to be just acrylics, but here we are. So if you like acrylics, this could be a good gift for you. And if you don't like acrylics or you don't like Arteza acrylics, this might not be the most fun Advent calendar. So far we've done 5 days of Arteza Art Supplies. We have a mini pad of Arteza acrylic paper. We have a small round brush. We received 3 tubes of acrylic paint in scarlet, red, yellow, green, and metallic blue. And now we're going to take a look at day 6. We've also received 3 mini art challenges or art prompts for our 3 days of acrylics. So I'm falls every time. Poking in day number 6. I want to be careful not to just rip it off because it does generally come with information. And inside it looks like we have a tube of acrylic. Yet again, 12 days of acrylics. Acrylic metal tube in pearl rose. So, yep, we got another tube of acrylics. Pearl rose, it is only 1 plus sign of light fast, so it is probably an opera rose with a mica additive. It is semi-transparent and, semi-opaque. Not surprising, it is a metallic acrylic. It contains mica and it is A712. And it is a fairly large tube of Arteza acrylic. The challenge or the prompt for today is we challenge you to paint a beautiful poinsettia with this stunning pearl rose acrylic metallic tube. Share your holiday artwork with us on social media by tagging your posts with hashtag Arteza Holidays. Every single time they do an art prompt, they are pushing their hashtag. So I'm going to do the art prompts in the back half. So after day 12, that's when I'm going to start doing the art prompts day by day. So I'm not totally ignoring it. I'm just focusing on the easy part first, and then we'll tackle the harder part after. So far, I have mixed feelings about this. There's not a lot of art supply advent calendars on the market. Arteza is it, unless you're going on Etsy. And not that there's anything wrong with Etsy, but I wanted to try reviewing a more mass market art supply advent calendar. I mean, you've got advent calendars for everything. You've got beers, soaps, bath bombs, makeup, so much makeup, Legos. But when it comes to art supplies, Arteza is kind of it. I would really like to challenge other art supply companies, whether it's subscription boxes like Sketchbox or Art Snacks, or manufacturers like Winsor & Newton, or big conglomerates like Colarts, or even stores like Blick or Jerry's, to please consider making your own art supply advent calendars. This has gotten a lot of attention. A lot of people are interested in this. And since advent calendars are no longer just waxy chocolate aimed at children, but could be a myriad of fun surprises aimed at a variety of audiences, I think this is a missed opportunity, and Arteza is cornering the market. I mean, their 24-day calendar sold out like that and is on back order, and I still haven't gotten mine, and I ordered it the day it went live. So clearly that tells you people are interested in this and are having trouble getting it. And I'd really like to see just more variety when it comes to an art supply calendar. I'm not a big acrylic person, as you guys know. I'm more watercolor and drawing and comics. So this calendar is a little disappointing for me because it just doesn't, it is so acrylic focused that it just doesn't really scratch the itch that I have when it comes to art supplies. But this is just personal taste, and that's why I was also hoping to have the 24-day calendar, more days, more opportunities, and the 24-day calendar seemed like, okay, so online, neither of these calendars seem to be project focused, but after I received the 12-day calendar, it seems to be very project focused, which is great. I like that. That's a great thing. You could do this as like a family activity. I love that. I'm not dissing that. But I was hoping that when it's activity based, it means you tend to get a lot of things that work with that one activity, in this case, the acrylics. So, you know, if you don't like acrylics, you're stuck with acrylics. So I was hoping that the art supply, the 24-day art supply calendar would be just more general art supplies and like a bigger overview of what Arteza has to offer, because it could also be a great way for Arteza to kind of Trojan horse their way into people's lives, especially since they are currently the only mass market art supply advent calendar on the market. Every year I talk about making my own just for fun, like just as like a suggestion activity for people to do, and I can't find an empty wooden advent calendar big enough for what I want to do. I can only find the little tiny ones, and I don't want to order one just for a YouTube project because we don't have kids yet. So I would love to be able to offer a personal alternative maybe next year. Maybe I'll have that bigger advent calendar now that we're in our permanent home, and I can kind of justify something bigger like that. But I've been reviewing a lot of Arteza this December, not because I'm a particular fan of Arteza, because I'm not, and not because we have any kind of partnership or deal, because we certainly don't. This was purchased off their website at full price, but because they had some pretty good deals going on in November and December, and because Arteza is one of those art supply companies that's really trying to push to get into the public eye, which I think is very smart, and they tend to be aimed, I can't decide who they're trying, their prices, when they're full price, their prices, like they are clearly trying to be in that professional art supply bracket in a way that I don't think they are. But the quality is like student grade to good student grade. So I think if the prices were more reasonable, and they were definitely reasonable with the sales, I think they could have a really strong presence in schools and for younger artists, which I think is sorely needed, because they're still not, in my opinion, as someone who teaches art, there is still not a good, well-known, affordable, accessible art supply or art supply company that kind of hits that 5th grade through early years of college demographic. And that could be Arteza if they brought their prices down. Now, I do know they have some items in bulk, and I'm sure if you contacted them as a school and you're like, hey, I need to buy a gross of green acrylic paint, they could probably work something out with you. But as it stands, as just a regular consumer on their site, it does, some of the prices are just crazy, like $15 for 3 of their branded gel pens, which do not feel nearly as good as the white Signo gel pens. They're fine, but they're not, like, the $15 doesn't make sense. So that's like my big point to Arteza. Now they do. So first of all, they don't manufacture their own products. They claim to be an American company, but everything is made in the People's Republic of China, and it's on the back of pretty much all their products. So that's kind of a disappointment for me, because they're just a white label company buying products manufactured by other companies and putting their name on it, which as an art supply reviewer, it makes it really hard to figure out pigment information, light fast information, who made what. So I'm personally not super excited about that, but I am really excited about how much they try to make art accessible through these sort of prompts, through on all of their packaging. They have these QR codes that take you to more tips, tricks, and tutorials. And as somebody who makes content that is all about art tips, tricks, and tutorials, I really like that. I really like this making art accessible to more people, so that you don't have to go to art school to be able to enjoy life as an artist or making art. And that really resonates with kind of like my modus operandi here on the channel. I did go to art school. I went to SCAD for an MFA in sequential art, and ever since even while I was there, I was sharing all the stuff that I learned, information that I got in critiques, trying to make it more accessible to more people so that art school isn't this cadre of private, quiet information that you can't find out about. It becomes instead about honing these skills. And I think that's that's a great use for art school, is when you are learning specific skills and you're paying money for someone to teach you those specific skills. I don't necessarily think the information behind it should be privatized or, you know, hidden behind a paywall. So I've been trying to share pretty much everything I know, either on the old Natosoup Studio blog at natosoup.blogspot.com. It is starting to rot now, but there's a lot of good information there, and I need to get off my booty and like put that up on my site and through this YouTube channel. So I know I've been kind of chatty and long-winded today. Frankly, we got another tube of acrylic watercolors, you know, like there's not a lot to say about that. That makes our second metallic tube of watercolors, and when I unboxed their big mixed media metallic art kit, not watercolors, acrylics. The acrylics were the things that I was the most disappointed in and felt failed the most at what they're supposed to do. These are very, very thin body acrylics. They don't have, like Arteza loves to show a lot of impasto, a lot of thickly applied techniques on their site using their acrylics. These don't have the body for that. You use the whole tube to get that body, and they don't seem to manufacture any mix-ins or additives to add in that body. So the fact that they went with an acrylic advent calendar is just kind of like a puzzle to me, because it's not their best work. Gouache would have been a better fit. Their gouache is okay. So enough with that, enough chattering on. So next we are going on to day 7. It is a longer door, and hopefully it is something not acrylics, please, Arteza. I've got plenty of acrylics from you. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, listening to me talk about the pros and cons of Arteza as a company, as someone who has been reviewing a lot of Arteza products and has purchased them all out of her own pocket. I don't have any kind of relationship with Arteza. I got opinions, both good and bad, and areas for them to improve, which is great. Another plus for this is actually, I think the packaging is pretty minimal, and I like that. It came shrink wrapped with a belly band, and then it's the products inside with a little bit of, the build quality on this is so cheap, a little bit of like foam fabric to hold your stuff in place. Cardboard would have been better, more biodegradable, but in general, in terms of art supplies, these are very minimally packaged, and I actually really appreciate that. So that's a big check plus for Arteza as well. So I will see you guys tomorrow for day number 7. That doesn't necessarily look like yet another tube of acrylic paint, so I'm actually pretty excited about that. And cross your fingers for me that my 24-day advent calendar will arrive sometime before Christmas so I can unbox it for you guys. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you guys will stick around. If you're new here, check out the channel. I've got some really cute paper craft tutorials going live every day up until like the 14th day of December. So if you're looking for some fun art activities, I got you covered. I've also got some great drawing, marker, and painting tutorials here on the channel. And I'm always open to what you guys want to see here. And if you're willing to do a bit of a dive, a bit of digging, I've got some great how to make comic tutorials here on the channel as well. So I will see you guys tomorrow for day 7. Bye guys!